At school, two students, one loves the other and teases them, making them blush. The other tries to do the same but fails. Urushi and Ayumu. Ayumu teases Urushi, making her blush. She tries to do the same but can't pull it off. How so? Well, Ayumu is very direct, saying what he thinks, like telling Urushi she's pretty and such. Urushi blushes and tries to say the same things to him, but she can't. Also, every time she tries to embarrass him, she ends up blushing instead. They're in the Shogi club. Urushi is the founder, as she's very skilled at Shogi. In contrast, Ayumu is terrible at it. He's good at kendo but quit to join the Shogi club for Urushi. He plans to confess after beating her in an official game. Urushi suspects Ayumu likes her, but whenever she tries to confirm it, she just gets embarrassed. Urushi is one grade above Ayumu, so she's his senpai. And of course, Ayumu never misses a chance to make Urushi blush by speaking his mind. The sports festival arrives and we meet Urushi's friend Maki, who starts rooting for their relationship after seeing how close they are. There's a relay race where Ayumu will compete against his childhood friends, Takeru and Sakurako. The race begins, and though Urushi isn't athletic, Ayumu promised to do his best so she and her club could win. Ayumu's turn comes, and he makes up for Urushi's loss, reaching the final leg where they must bring an item listed on paper. Maki suggests the paper might say, "Bring the one you love," thinking Ayumu might come for Urushi. Urushi finds that too cliché, but Ayumu approaches and scoops her up in his arms. Stunned, Urushi watches as the referee approves, saying Ayumu brought an adorable object as instructed, using Urushi to simulate it. After reviewing, the referee validates the point, and their team wins the race. Everyone celebrates with Urushi, but she's still processing what just happened. But basically, they treated her like an object. Takeru froze, realizing his role revealed Maki's thoughts. He couldn't bring Sakurako in front of everyone. Takeru and Sakurako, the co-starring couple. Takeru likes Sakurako, but she's oblivious, uninterested in love. Still, she enjoys his company, especially at the library. Sometimes Sakurako hypnotizes Takeru. It's unclear if she's skilled or if he's just smitten. The next day, Ayumu enters the club. Urushi hides in a box, planning to surprise and scare him. Ayumu notices Urushi's plan but decides to act surprised to please her. Then Urushi attacks. While cleaning the room, they find a TV. Urushi asks if he has any CDs to watch, but Ayumu hides his bag and says no. He clearly has something he doesn't want to show. Urushi thinks Ayumu might have a hentai video or something like that. As a senpai, she acts cool about it, and Ayumu thinks she wants to see it. He then insists on watching it at school. Urushi's unsure what to do, but Ayumu reveals it's just a zombie movie. He didn't show it because Urushi doesn't like horror. Christmas is approaching. Takeru asks Sakurako out, but she dislikes crowds. She prefers staying home and eating cake. Takeru feels rejected, but Sakurako says she'd rather eat cake with him. Ayumu and Urushi were also leaving. Ayumu considers inviting her but just says goodnight instead. Urushi, expecting an invitation, leaves disappointed, and Ayumu regrets not asking her. On New Year's, Urushi and Maki visit the shrine. They meet Ayumu, and Maki quickly leaves them alone. At the shrine, Ayumu asks Urushi for a Christmas date. Urushi reminds him Christmas past, but Ayumu meant the one he missed. Urushi accepts and promises to go out with him next Christmas. But come on, Urushi, will Ayumu really wait a whole year? Then they both make their wishes. Urushi wishes for the Shogi Club's success. Can you guess what Ayumu wished for? For Urushi's wish to come true, or... Days later, Ayumu's more direct and closer, almost close enough to kiss. But of course, it's just a dream. Urushi's dream. Her first dream of the year, hinting she might want Ayumu to kiss her. Speaking of the king of Rome, or rather, the king of her heart, she runs into Ayumu. They decide to buy books and eat at a place Urushi fondly remembers, as her grandfather used to visit there. The owner, a friend of her grandfather, recalls young Urushi, and how his eatery often turned into a shogi parlor, as her grandfather loved the game. Urushi's love and skill for shogi came from her grandfather, who sadly passed away a few years ago. Urushi cherishes many happy memories of that place. As they leave, they encounter a cat, which turns out to be Urushi's pet. Its name is King. Ayumu, a cat lover, says pets resemble their owners. He calls the cat cute, well-shaped, and soft, making Urushi blush intensely. She's eager to leave. She calls her cat, but King clings to Ayumu. He jokes that King might like him, inadvertently implying Urushi likes him too. It's all quite awkward. Urushi wants to go, but the cat doesn't, and then this happens. At the movies, Takeru and Sakurako are seeing a live-action version of a book they love. Thankfully, it's not a Disney adaptation. The film starts. Sakurako starts touching Takeru's hand suggestively, mimicking what's happening in the movie. The woman approaches the man, and Sakurako copies her actions. The woman hugs the man, and Sakurako does the same. As the movie ends, the woman goes to kiss the man. Sakurako is about to do the same to Takeru, but the ending's cut short as the man turns into a tree. In the end, they give the movie a 6 out of 10. It's late, and Urushi gets a message from Ayumu. It's a video. Urushi thought of calling him, but it's late. Her phone falls on her head, accidentally dialing him. It's a video call, and, well, fate works in mysterious ways. In this position, it looks like they're in the same bed, and Ayumu points it out. Urushi blushes. When she agrees, Ayumu's already asleep. She turns redder than Lightning McQueen. New school year begins. With the opening ceremony, new students arrive. The club will hand out flyers to recruit. Ayumu recalls when he was new, arriving with Takeru, planning to join the kendo club. While chatting, Takeru suggested he might fall in love in this new chapter. Right on cue, flyers for a shogi club appear, held by a purple-haired girl, Urushi. It's love at first sight. Smitten, Ayumu instantly decides to join the shogi club, leaving kendo behind. Now enters Rin, a kendo club recruit. Urushi, struggling to find members, drops her flyers. Rin gracefully catches them all, impressing Ayumu and Takeru, who are also having trouble recruiting. Rin greets them, recognizing them as her seniors. They practice kendo together in middle school. Seeing them together, Rin joins Urushi's club thinking it's kendo. Realizing her mistake, she challenges Ayumu. If she wins, he must quit shogi. Urushi worries, not about losing members, but about losing Ayumu specifically. After all they've been through, she can't imagine the club without him. Urushi goes to Ayumu and sees that the duel has ended with Ayumu as the victor. It's no wonder Ayumu is considered unbeatable. They couldn't recruit new members, but Rin joins after losing. Now Urushi feels like a real club president watching her juniors train. Rin is competitive. After beating Ayumu, she no longer sees him as her senior since she's stronger. She couldn't beat Urushi, so she now sees her as the president and senior, idolizing and following her constantly. She did the same with Takeru and Ayumu before. Maki saves the day, telling Rin she's better than Urushi. Now Rin follows Maki as her senior, though Maki knows nothing about shogi. Alone again, Urushi asks Ayumu if he misses when it was just them, but he doesn't answer as she hopes. Tired of Ayumu avoiding awkward moments, Urushi tries complimenting him again, but Rin interrupts. Later, Rin asks Urushi if she likes Ayumu, as she overheard her wanting to call him handsome. Urushi explains she just wanted to embarrass him like he does her. Rin then asks if Ayumu is the one in love. Urushi says she's unsure, but if he is, she might like that. Rin rushes off to scold Ayumu for not confessing. She'll help him improve at shogi to beat Urushi and confess, just as she's improving at kendo to beat her senpai and confess her own feelings. Despite her own feelings, Rin decides to help Ayumu with his relationship with Urushi. Maki arrives to take them to the yard. Urushi organized a picnic to welcome the new club member. Maki again makes everyone go with her, leaving Urushi alone with Ayumu. Ayumu answers the earlier question. He did enjoy being alone with her in the club, but now with enough members to be official, he's happy for Urushi. She thanks him. Ayumu asks Urushi out, and she thinks it's a date. But Rin, Takeru and others are coming too. It's a club outing, not a date. Urushi checks her reflection at the meeting spot. Maki arrives with the others and, seeing her, thinks it's a date. Urushi admits she wanted a date, but it's just a club outing. She's a bit let down. In the distance, Ayumu and Rin approach. They visit an arcade and have fun like the shogi club they are. Ayumu wants photos with Urushi, so they use a photo booth, pose, have fun, and create a sweet memory of their happiness together. At school, a random guy confesses to Sakurako. She tells Takeru, who gets sad. Sakurako asks him what love is, what it means to care for someone. Takeru says it's when you enjoy being with someone, want the best for them, love seeing them happy, and your heart races when they are near. Realizing this is how she feels about Takeru, Sakurako finally understands that her feelings are love. Well, the random guy is getting rejected because her heart's already taken. Walking together, a car splashes water, but Ayumu shields Urushi. She invites him to her house to dry off. She lends him some of her father's clothes to change into. Ayumu asks if her father also likes shogi. Urushi ignores the question. They run into her father on their way out. Before her father can speak, Urushi grabs Ayumu, pretending they're dating, and they leave. They head to the old man's place. Urushi seems a bit nervous. Ayumu asks if Urushi has issues with her dad, noting her odd behavior since mentioning shogi. Urushi spills everything. Her dad wanted to be a pro shogi player but couldn't before she was born. Now he hates shogi. So when her dad showed up, she faked dating Ayumu to avoid questions about shogi and escape. Her father arrives at the shop, sternly wanting to take Urushi home. Ayumu bravely proposes a duel. If he loses, he'll listen to Urushi. The duel will be a game of shogi. As expected, the father utterly defeats Ayumu in their match. Undeterred, Ayumu asks for a rematch. The father admires Ayumu's courage but doesn't want his daughter marrying young. Everyone's shocked. What? The father thought Urushi was announcing her marriage, given her serious tone. He even braced himself for news of a grandchild. Clearing up misunderstandings, Urushi reveals she's the shogi club president. The mother arrives, sees Ayumu and asks about wedding plans. Poor Urushi, being married off without her say. Over dinner, the mother explains what really happened. Years ago, grandfather always beat father at shogi. Little Urushi joined in, moving pieces as grandpa guided her. As they always won, grandpa said Urushi played better than dad, which left dad feeling bitter. In the end, what seemed serious was just dad's tantrum, as he doesn't actually hate shogi. After dinner, dad sees Ayumu is a good kid and his daughter trusts him a lot. At the club, Ayumu's down about the third-year trip, meaning Urushi will be away for 4 days. Rin suggests training Ayumu to beat Urushi at shogi so he can confess his love. It's Urushi's last year in high school, so Rin wants Ayumu to confess, knowing how it feels to lose love. Urushi comes to play but has to go clothes shopping with Maki for the trip. Ayumu asks for photos of her new clothes, saying it'd be a treat for his eyes. Urushi leaves. They buy underwear, but she won't send photos as promised. No way. At night, Ayumu visits Urushi to say goodbye, giving her a good luck charm and saying he'll miss her. Urushi wants to say the same but gets too nervous. Then the day of the trip arrives. Urushi goes with Maki and others, while Ayumu and Rin train. Urushi tours sights. Ayumu studies shogi and calls Rin, who asks why he's not talking to Urushi. Ayumu doesn't want to interrupt her trip, but ironically, Urushi is actually waiting for his message. In fact, Urushi feels a bit down. Maki comes to cheer her up, giving first love advice, but Urushi's coy about her feelings, frustrating Maki. Finally, Urushi sends Ayumu a message. The next day, Urushi's on cloud 9. Maki suspects Ayumu talked to her. Indeed, he promised to call that night. The girls are thrilled and wish her luck on her long-distance date. Urushi anxiously awaits the call. She takes a deep breath and answers. Ayumu remarks on the moon's beauty. Urushi blushes, wondering why he makes her so nervous. Ayumu used a classic subtle way to express love. Surprisingly, their night date involves playing shogi. But it doesn't matter. When you're in love, just being together is enough. Maki, however, is disappointed. She expected more action, not just shogi. It's the last day of the school trip. Urushi considers buying souvenirs for her friends while Ayumu is at the club with Rin. Rin advises Ayumu to confess even if he doesn't win, warning it might be too late otherwise. She mentions a friend who regrets not confessing. Obviously, Rin is referring to herself. In high school, Rin wasn't good at kendo, but Ayumu taught her to never give up. Now he'll do the same, never giving up and fighting for his love. Returning, Urushi notices the amulet Ayumu gave her has fallen off. She rushes to find it. After a long search, she spots it, but a cat snatches it. She chases further, then recalls a shogi tactic to block an opponent's escape. She applies this, corners the cat, and retrieves her precious amulet. Exhausted, she reaches a beautiful cherry tree. In this serene setting, her first thought is of Ayumu, realizing she is indeed in love. Urushi returns to the group and tells Maki how she felt. Maki is obviously happy for her. Back at the club, Urushi enters with gifts for everyone. She's a bit nervous about seeing Ayumu. She gives her gifts to each person. Ayumu is thrilled to see her, overwhelming Urushi. Takeru hands Sakurako her gift from Urushi, but drops his charm. As they reach for it, Takeru and Sakurako almost kiss. In a big match, Ayumu wins after much training. Rin, mission complete, leaves them alone. Urushi's glad Ayumu improved, but fears losing him to shogi. Ayumu, as if reading her mind, replies that he's not close to beating her yet. But it doesn't matter who's better. He'll always play shogi with her, keeping his promise to confess his feelings if he wins an official match. There was no confession, and it's unclear if Takeru and Sakurako kissed. The moral: it's fine to save feelings for a special moment, but don't wait too long to express them.